Oh, you are so corny. You should be in like the greatest mood ever.
I'm corny. You're the one sitting here with that hair and dancing that way.
Well, it is the after
Smelling the
party.
way
How
you
are we
do.
supposed to dress? Yeah, you're a little underdressed for this occasion.
I'm underdressed. I wore pants.
Oh, you know, we should be grateful.
He has no pants
We should
on.
be grateful. This time you're wearing clothes. The last one you weren't. So yes. Thank you for showing up and wearing clothes. We should be grateful. Oops. This time you're wearing clothes. The last one you weren't. So yes. So welcome to the after party. This is right after we had our YTS3000 live stream. Okay. This is a personal record for us as far as lawn equipment. Kaiser Dog, man, what's happening? So hold on a little bit. KD, you said you had one of these. How were you happy with it? Did you like it? Did you love it? That tractor was banging. I mean, that thing looked really, really well. And I think for the end of time, I could be on YouTube for 20, 30 years. I will never, ever forget this moment. And I will never, ever forget that first picture. Huge shout out to Els Mowers for giving me that idea. I think I might implement that lower angle on probably almost every piece of equipment that I sell. You know, I'm not sure. But no filter. I posted that picture on like a small engine page, and they're like, you use the filter. That's absolutely no filters whatsoever. Those attachments, I wouldn't say the word spray bombed, but I hit them with the wire wheel, and those were quick color 99-cent paint. I didn't splurge and use the Rust-Oleum or the MRO because they're attachments, and I feel that they should have some sort of use and not look too new or too perfect. Even though they kind of did. I just couldn't resist on not trying to make them look just as good as the tractor. I think, honestly, I swear to God, that's the best piece of equipment I have ever pushed out of my driveway. Yes, no? It's not
Every
the most.
Every morning I dress you for work. I push out the best equipment I ever put out in my entire life.
So again, that is not the most expensive piece of equipment we've had sold here. It would be a snowblower. But honestly, like, listen, I feel.
I gotta say, that snowblower that we sold for nice money, that was a beaut.
Yeah, that was a baby.
She will always be close to my heart.
That was out of our collection. But my gut instinct, and I think maybe I should listen to my gut, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I wanted to put that tractor up for $2,000. And being that it's late in the season, and being that this is very new to us, and we're pushing prices and machines farther than what other people that do this more often than I do lawn tractors, okay? I can't lean on them for support when it comes to stuff like that, because I'm not saying they're Debbie Downers, but they're like, dude, no way. And you guys seen with that last lawn tractor, between the triple bagger and the double bagger, I gave him the triple bagger. I'm like, I'm going to prove a point. And we did prove a point, God willing. But once we start getting up to the higher tier machines, it's going to be a learning curve for us, and we're setting the standard for other people. So we sold that one tractor for $1,500. Nick from Bellport sold that tractor for $1,500. And he wasn't selling tractors at that price point till we paved that path for him. Now, Nick from Bellport has been a phenomenal behind-the-scenes supporter of us and our new endeavor with tractors. He's not on YouTube. He's on Instagram. We interact, privately. We couldn't get as far as we can with the helps of him and my buddy Brian. I mean, both of them are just basically invaluable of information.
And you mentioned Brian a lot.
Yes.
I personally know Brian as well. I mean, him and his wife. Brian is just, he can speak more eloquently. First of all, he's just a good guy, family guy, but he's a mechanic, and he's a darn good one at that. But he is just good at what he does. When you have those guys who are just these two, are his greatest pieces of equipment, that's Brian.
Okay.
And he's just a smart guy.
I get it.
I mean, I just feel like you have to give certain people their credit where it's due. I'm sure Nick is phenomenal, but I don't know Nick like that. I know Brian. I know that when we've had questions, we've had pinches. Brian's great to pick. You pick each other's brains. You come to
Nick
conclusions. So it's just nice. And Brian's a local guy. I just have to say, when you were mentioning about, we've got some naysayers sometimes when we put the Pate's performance spin on things sometimes. Some of it's because it's not been done before. People think like, you're spraying it, the Picasso spray, you're making it look different.
Picasso.
Some people think like, not everybody wants it to look this way. Listen, there's a couple things I can say.
We argued about this tractor, and I will say that it is right. I was overwhelmed with repairs, and I said, Chris, forget it. This machine is clean. It didn't look clean in the photos. But once we pressure washed it, we hit it with Simple Green. This thing was great. And Nick from Bellport, he and my buddy Brian, they don't restyle machines. They'll touch up as needed, but the way the machine came out of the factory is the way they put it up for sale. Mm-hmm. And I said, Chris, this is so clean. I just don't have the time. And she's sitting there yelling at me in the driveway. She's like, stop, put that wrench down.
Allow me to finish. There's nothing wrong with the way it comes out of the factory. There's nothing wrong with keeping it original. I have the utmost respect for people if that's your style. The bottom line is, I'm a business person. I run my own business, and I run a darn good one at that. But I also have my 2 cents that I put into Pate's performance, and we're darn good at that. We may be new to the tractor game, but we're not new to small engines. And I will tell you, when we put the Pate's performance spin on it, without a doubt, it brings in more money. So here's the theory. You don't change the algorithm. If you have a formula and it's working, you don't change the formula when you are at like the 70-yard line. Like, why are you, when we're going for that field goal now, like, why are you going to turn around and say, but it looks so good original? Really? When you know the formula works? I turned around and I told him, I said, I will take blame because we knew we were going to go for 1,500 on this. I said, if you put the Pate's performance spin on this and it ends up kicking us in the rear end and you don't do well on it, I said, you can blame me all day for it. I said, but I know that when there's a formula that works, the algorithm won't steer you wrong. And sure enough, not even 24 hours later, as you saw in the video, Pate's performance touch, the algorithm works. But what I wanted to add, we do have people that'll say, I can't believe you're spraying this, you're putting your bells and whistles on it. Honestly, well, you'll get people who literally are like, you're pressure washing that, like 42 times or so you're doing that in the video, you're cleaning it again. He shines this up like he would a classic car.
I get that from my father.
And at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this. As you saw in not today's video, but the video before, I believe I said, and I'm so sure some of you picked up who know me, I felt a little triggered. I didn't like, the fact that some of you are calling him the used car.
Oh, I don't care. Come on.
I want to really finish this thought.
I'm going
to ask you to mute yourself for a moment. Like and here's where I'm coming from. I know that, you know what? He may be learning in the game. Listen, we're all learning at everything in life. Anybody who can sit here and say, like, I'm not learning at this, I call BS. But at the end of the day, what I can always say about the equipment that either we go when we meet someone to sell or that leaves this house, I can tell you 2 things. One, there is nothing in the years that equipment has left Pate's performance that A, I have yet to see reposted for sale because as you see, it's not hard to find our equipment. Someone's not turning around and being like, oh my God, I just bought this from Pate's Performance and it's not working. It bummed out on me. I've got to now try to sell this. Ouch. I don't see it. And number two, we are not getting people unhappy with the product. You know what I'm getting? I've actually been at our local stores. I still remember going to a local Target and someone recognized me.
That was different. That snowblower was different.
But the bottom line is, I truly believe in the product that leaves us. And guys and gals, if you can honestly say when you post something that you don't feel darn good about it, and you don't stand behind your equipment, and you don't feel really good when you're typing up that ad and posting it, or when you're delivering it or selling it or whatever, my goodness, if I can beg anything of you, please pull it back. Please tinker on it a little bit more. Have confidence that you really, really, really put your heart and soul into what you're putting out. There should be some pride and value behind what you are producing and putting out. Because I can tell you, you may not agree with the Pate's Performance Touch. First of all, ka-ching, ka-ching, the formula works. And I'm proud of him, Steve. And number two, I'm not seeing people reselling our equipment. They're happy with it. And I'm proud of what leaves us. I don't care if you consider yourself a mechanic, not a mechanic, a flipper, not a flipper. Bottom line, have pride in what you sell. That's all. And I'm so proud of the product that leaves here. The rest, hey, we're all still learning. And I hope that we all are learning from each other.
I will never claim to be the expert. First and foremost, before we go back to Sheen, first and foremost, Bald Eagle, I am happy to have you here. I'm glad you participated in the premiere video. I'm even happier that you're here. Bald Eagle is another content creator. You guys know I hate the word YouTuber. I'm not sure if I commented on his videos, but he has two videos that really resonated good with me because, like I said, lawn tractors are very, very new to me. I will not claim to be the expert. Every lawn tractor that we worked on, we have learned something new. I have a lawn tractor in the driveway right now. I'm not saying I'm screwed, but I thought I knew what I was doing, and I'm not. So we're going to be delayed a few days from that. It is what it is. Bald Eagle has two excellent videos, and I'm sure he has more. Okay, how to repair a tractor seat. That was a John Deere. And then he also has another video with a John Deere on how to repair a cracked hood. Now, unfortunately, you think with John Deere getting a better piece of equipment, and I'm not knocking Bald Eagle. Okay, I'm not knocking him. But John Deere, I assume, would be all metal, like the machines that we're currently working on, and they're not John Deere. They're either MTD or AYP/Husqvarna. Okay, those are all metal hoods. We have not had a plastic hood. The John Deere that Bald Eagle was working on was made of plastic, and he had a really, really good repair method. He put a coat of shine on it in his way, and it worked, and it looked really, really well. So whether you want to check out his channel, at least give the courtesy and at least check out those two videos. And of course, once you watch those two videos, feel free to explore even more. I just had to do that. Sorry.
No, absolutely.
Now, those videos got my attention because as I work on tractors, right, we're going to come across these problems. And don't forget that the Troy built, right, he showed another flipper, Larry, his tractor, and his seat had a tear in it. And he just put tape over it. And I used that tear in that seat against him to make our machine look better.
And I want to speak on that because we've had conversations.
That's fair game.
I got to tell you, and again, be careful when we make comments, guys and gals, in the chat. Every area is different. I gotta tell you, in our area, Long Island, New York, tears in a seat, people don't like that. They don't like that. They're very fussy about seeing that. And what bothers me about that.
How would you know that?
Because I'll see those tractors sitting forever. And I'll see similar tractors at same prices gone that have perfection. And you know what bothers me about these ripped seats? In our area on Craigslist and OfferUp, people are selling a new seat or a gently used seat that's not torn for these tractors that I see with torn seats. I've seen them $15, $20, $30. And to me, sit there and buy the $15 to $30 seat that fits your tractor.
But that's if they have it secondhand.
Dude, did you not just hear my comment? I said, I've literally seen people selling a tractor with a ripped seat and literally someone selling a used seat with no rip for $30. Buy the $30 seat that's not ripped and reap an extra $150 in your sale, and sell it. It bothers me. You know, the other thing that really bothers me, yay. You know what also bothers me, and I don't want to jump the gun here with this conversation, but the Mr. and I, and again, this is going to depend on your area, and I get where he's coming from, but tractors with baggers bring all the girls to the yard. And I got to tell you, you know I like my algorithm, my formula. We're kind of in a difference right now. I have a question for all of you in the chat. I don't want to give away too much information right now, but we have a little situation where it's really bothering me, this situation we're in, where I'm researching some baggers right now. Because I know that certain baggers can fit a Craftsman, Husqvarna, some are universal. You got to make sure, do you have a 42-incher, a 46-incher? I know my baggers. I've been doing my homework. How do you guys feel? Because I know if you go through like Home Depot, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, big bucks for a bagger.
About $400 or $500, depending on the size. Could be even more.
$356 to $427 in our area. How do you guys feel about those third-party sales? Those guys that pop up on OfferUp where they have the double baggers or the triple baggers. I know there's the Zilly, there's the Lopey something or other, but they have the double and triple baggers for under $100 for Craftsman, for example, that fit the 42 and 46-inch decks. One has free shipping. The other, you pay a small fee. What are your thoughts? Have any of you ever used any third-party sales for buying baggers? I'm curious if it's gimmicky. They tend to pop up in our area on OfferUp. Because I have to tell you, right now in our area, I'm looking for a double bagger Craftsman. And just put it, hypothetically.
All right.
And let me finish. And the closest one that someone has is on Craigslist. And it's almost 2 hours away. And the guy's got it for sale. I was playing around with him with numbers, and it was 75. He'll do 75 on the whole rack, the setup, everything. No rips in the bag. But it's 2 hours. That's toll. That's driving, this and that. But putting a bagger on a tractor, guys, we go from an $800 sale where it's a solid $1,000 sale. To me, it's a bagger all day, every day. That's the thing. So I don't know, I'm curious, where do you guys, if you don't buy a tractor with a bagger, where are you getting your baggers from? I'm just curious. I know some of you guys got stockpiled, so
all right. So we'll circle back to the bagger question. So we'll address Bold Eagle and everybody else. So the rip seat.
This is a big one.
So rip seat is a big pet peeve of mine. Okay, Pat Taste Performance. We always strive for fit and finish.
Yeah.
Even when we do repairs, right? This machine should look as good as it runs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we live in a throwaway society. you are investing in me or you and that machine to repair it. So you should make every effort to make sure that it does a good job. So obviously, doing what we do or doing what you do, you get it running, right? But don't you think you should make it look as good as it runs? So they're gonna hand you a dirty, piece of machinery, clean it, hit it with some simple green, pressure wash it, and good to go. And give it back to them. So when they pick up this machine, they're like, oh wow, I don't even recognize this. These are comments that I've had. Now, rip seats. I am new to lawn tractors. I will never, ever, even if I'm not new to them, I will never, ever, ever sit there and say that I am the expert on anything. Maybe on reselling, you'll get me on that, okay? But I always like to prepare for the worst. My father is a big prepper in the sense that, like, if there's a storm coming or this is coming, we're the house that has breads, milk, gas
your
cans.
Your father?
Yes.
Hello, your wife.
No, but that was before. Then you're next.
I was going to say, you live with the biggest storm. Thank God for me. But that was before him. Oh, okay. I was going to say, because you do Zippo to
So when we started doing lawn tractors, right, I was always on YouTube, and I'm always seeing what Nick from Bellport's doing, my buddy Brian's doing, my buddy Rob is doing, Henry Mows and Blowers, what he's doing. You absorb that in like a sponge. And you say, you know what, I want to do this.
And then you also look at the people around you and say what you're not going to do.
Exactly. It's like, I am definitely not doing that. So fit and finish.
No offense to the people around you.
And that's fine. Everybody's different. So when those rip seats came about, I went on YouTube and I came across Bald Eagle's video and a few other videos. What crossed my mind, and maybe Bald Eagle think about that, how much, because we looked at seats, she could find used ones, new ones, universal ones are anywhere from like $75 to $80. Once you get into like a John Deere, there is no universal seat, or some other tractors, I realize that there's no universal seat. It's the seat. What is stopping you or me from dropping it off to a reupholster?
No, that's so expensive.
And see how much, but you would never know how much they charge.
Okay, so here's the thing. The mister, I love you, but I'm going to put you out there. The mister doesn't do his homework on seats and stuff.
Oh, really?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Have you called them guys?
But here's the thing.
You would never know.
Can I finish? There is an overabundance on OfferUp right now of John Deere seats. Guys, why are you going to go and pay an upholstery service to reupholster a seat when literally I just saw 4 John Deere seats?
But what happens if they don't have it? But what happens if they don't have it? What's your backup plan?
Mint condition. $20. You get a little lazy. You don't want to do your homework.
But if they're not for sale, what's your plan B? What happens if you couldn't come across a used seat? What's your plan B?
You can look into plan B. That's fine. But I'm promising you, Jason, there is such an abundance of used seats right now, just like baggers. That's like my new thing right now. If you're going to get tractors without baggers, I've been doing now my homework on baggers. Like, that's why I'm asking about third-party baggers. Like, if that's the case, guys, this company that I found for third-party baggers, if you can find a tractor, right, that you can outfit with a bagger, I found a place, free shipping to your home in 2 days, a 2-bagger or 3-bagger between $74 and $97. If you could sit there and get a tractor for, let's say, $300 and just throw a $75 bagger on it and make $1,000, win-win all day long, right? So, like, right now, like, that's where I'm at. I'm big into, like, the attachments. I want to see what's out there with that. What he found the other day with the Brinleys, that was like Christmas morning. It is very rare people just give that away, let alone they pop up for sale. Like, that's even not
karma. She talked about karma. Yeah. And we'll talk about that. We missed on the last live, so let's talk about. Talk about
Mike C.
But a new
Daddy
seat,
Big Bucks.
Okay, but a new seat is anywhere from $150 to $200 shipped to your front door.
Yeah.
So if it's $100 to have it recovered, then recover it. You're supporting a local business. You might develop a relationship where he'd be like, you know what? That tractor seat was a lot easier than it was. So maybe the next one they'll give you a discount.
You mean as great a relationship as you have with the local small engine shop that doesn't like you but only likes me?
But that's a reupholsterer, so that's different.
Maybe I should go drop the seat off too. Okay.
Okay, so Nick from Bellport, he does not restyle machines, which is fine.
Yeah,
Nobody restyles machines.
I agree.
We're the only one. Nick from Bellport, he will touch up the decks. I don't know if he's touched up, the actual machine itself, but Nick from Bellport at times will. Nick from Bellport is the Paté's performance of everything else. Nick from Bellport will sell a clean machine for a decent price just to get it out of the way because he's set up to have tractors in the loom. So he's rinse and repeat, fast paced. And sometimes, he sold a John Deere with a cracked hood and actually a chunk missing out of the bottom. I am not hurting on him. He priced it very, very well to compensate that. I would potentially explore other options to get that tractor looking the way it should to get top dollar. And that's just how we are. And I don't know if you guys are in the chat, but a couple of you guys in the chat were on this Facebook post. Vinny Pinney, Ellis Mowers, this other guy, Maddie. Okay. I am new to lawn tractors, and I'm okay with that. I'll be new till the day I die until I start really getting into repairing them. Okay. So I posted, I'll give away content because I'll put you guys first before us. That's how we always are. I purchased my first lawn tractor last night without a bagger. And I said that we would never purchase a machine without a bagger.
Hold on one second. Rich, it's funny you should say this. Do you want to know what's popping up nonstop on OfferUp in this area? Used John Deere hoods. If you need John Deere seats or hoods, drop it like it's hot here in New York. I almost died. The other day, someone posted a Craftsman YT3000, just like what we just sold, and a tree fell on it. It needs a new hood, and it needs a new seat. Of course, what do we not have anywhere on OfferUp or Craigslist? A new hood or a new seat for that kind of Craftsman. But if you have a John Deere, you can do all the things to John Deere here. It's interesting. That is such an interesting point that you bring up.
The bagger isn't in on.
That is so interesting. Is that typical to? I'm not sure where you are, Bald Eagle, but is that typical for your area, or is that just your personal preference of listing your products? Like, I'm curious if that's an area thing or. Because I guess my question is, with tractors, if people don't want bags, is it almost like when people just mulch, like a mulching lawnmower kind of thing? So here's
the funny
Would that be for big acreage then?
So on Instagram, I posted yesterday, we lost a day of wrenching because it rained. And doing what we do between fixing and flipping and repairing, we're always busy. I had nothing lined up for yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do content creator stuff, play some video games. I guess with the rain, people are home and have nothing better to do, so they go shopping. We sold 4 high-end pieces of equipment. And one of the high-end pieces of equipment, this guy handed me $350 for a lawnmower, and he told me he wasn't going to use the bag.
I would have been like, you want me to take that back for you?
I really wanted to ask for the bag back, but I didn't want to reveal the card that, what we do. I just try not to do it. So, we get that quite sometimes. You guys seen that even in the garage sales. Oh, I'm just going to mulch. That guy with the John Deere handed me $300. I'm just going to mulch, but I'm going to take the bag anyway. Like, that's how we are. And with the lawn tractors, it's kind of the same premise. And people are so infatuated with bagging systems, whether they're going to use them or not. They want them. And I'll say this over and over again. If you cut your grass on a weekly time frame, or when the season comes when there's lots of leaves, and you could tackle them in a decent amount of time where it's not choking at your lawn, It's a phenomenal thing to do. You won't need a bagging system.
I'm going to explain to you. I want to get down to bald eagle too.
And I'm sorry, leaves are rich in nitrogen. And you know what's also rich in nitrogen? Milorganite. That's gas. So it's kind of like natural milorganite you're adding to the grass.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what? Here they're sitting right now, Rich. So Rich, come take a trip, stay with us overnight, load up on hoods, you'll be good to go. Bald. Okay, so you're in Cincinnati. So this is so we're learning. So people that really have property like this, they don't really need to bag. So that's like how we upsold the attachments. Bald Eagle is upselling his bagger system.
All right, so let me go back to this thing. So today on Facebook, I found a group.
But I want to just mention about the attachments.
Okay.
So what I'll say is this. My feeling of this area that we live in, so Long Island, New York, I'm going to say that a majority of the people who buy equipment, I don't even think they remotely. What's the matter?
Mowers by Mitch.
Oh. Hello.
YouTube can't delete your comments.
I don't think, to be honest, guys and gals, that half the things that people buy, they even know how to use all the bells and whistles, or they even need half of them. I believe we live in an area that they want the more they can have, the better. It's like when people buy cars and they're like, yes, I want all the things. And then they literally only use the windows, the AC, and the radio. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like this area that we live in. They want it all, but they don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like here. So. All
right, so let me circle back to what happened this morning. So I found a group with like-minded people, or I assume they were like-minded people. Now, I am new to lawn tractors. And we spoke about this the past couple of lives. And what could I do to lawn tractors to add value and increase the price point of the lawn tractor that I have? I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I think I have snowblowers down to a science and what I could do to each snowblower to increase its value if I didn't do anything to it, right? So I'm a diesel mechanic by trade. I have no formal education in that field. I was taught by legends like Bald Eagle, Steve Small Engine Saloon, and a couple other guys out there, okay? I was always told in this field that you are supposed to repair to factory spec or better, because as we know, sometimes the way the factory does it is also not the right way. The factory or the engineers who design things, they think of the person who's repairing it last. So there are design flaws that we need to come up with, and there are repairs to modify and correct these design flaws that we have. So I am always trying to figure out with the lawn tractor what I can do. And I bounced some ideas off of you, and I've got some great feedback. But I said, you know what, I found a great audience of people that do this for a living or have more knowledge than me, and I respect that. And I put up a post about what I do. I didn't want to think like I'm some idiot just posting random questions. So I gave a nice post, and I got like 30 responses that none of them answered my question. All it's out there and says is BS. There's no way you're getting this type of money for tractors. Blah, 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 blah. And they were going on and on. I spent more time, I wouldn't say arguing with these guys, but discussing with them, and I didn't get anything out of it. There were a couple of guys out there like, holy crap, man, like you really take pride in your work. I get where you're coming from. But they were just a lot of Debbie Downers, and it is what it is. And, I always try and in the sense of where you spend the least amount, but you get the most out of it, right? There's nothing wrong with investing into a piece of equipment and getting some sort of return. Sometimes you're going to break even, sometimes you're going to lose, and sometimes you're going to hit a home run. But you will never know. You will never know the things you are capable of doing if you don't do them in the first place, right? Okay, there were a couple of people here. They're not here in the chat. Roger McDonald, he's one of them. KCB. Okay, I have that very young gentleman, Bryce, who's a 10 or 11 years old. He's my protege. Okay. These people are pushing the envelope. They're making the jump. They're taking the bridge, and they want to try and do a little bit more and see what they get for return on investment. And they're doing very, very well on it. And I say this to you, anybody, over and over again: a little bit of paint goes a long way. Mm-hmm. Put a little bit of effort goes a long way. Something simple as changing the oil means a lot. And I forget, no matter what you do, mention it in the ad within reason. Okay. And I do that with the tractor ads, right? You know, I get, they're like, dude, it's a lawn tractor. Why are you writing, like, in that comments? I'm like, it's a lawn tractor. Why is your ad a page long? Like, well, you're supposed to explain to them that this is not any lawn tractor. This is a Craftsman YTS3000 with all these features.
I have to tell you, when people talk to us or ask us,
cup holders.
Yeah, well, that's why I said people want things that they never use. When people inquire about our lawn tractors, I have to say almost all our pieces of equipment, for the most part, there are really almost zero questions. The questions really are more so, is it available? Is the price negotiable? And when they want to either pick it up or they're not sitting there asking us, like, has it ever been serviced? How long? Like,
it happens sometimes because they don't read the ad. But
then we'll usually say, please read the ad. Like, we very politely say, please read the ad. But the ad really goes a long way. You know, Kaiser Dog says, down here in Tennessee, anyone will buy anything, even if it's a piece of junk. Again, it just depends on the area.
Hold on this picture. I think he has his Hustler in there.
You've seen
what
that.
A unit. What a unit.
It really depends on the area. Like here, like I said, they're expecting more, and more is fetching more. And I have to say, like he was just mentioning now, you know, find your formula. Find your if you get something out of your hair that hits me, find something that sets you apart. Even if, let's say you were never, I don't know, let's just throw this out there. Let's say you were never doing oil changes on your equipment. Let's just say you were honest to God, just picking it up, maybe hosing it down and putting it up for sale.
Getting it running.
I mean, just getting it running. Maybe not even hose.
I want to see where she's going with this.
Let's just say you were getting it running and not even hosing it down.
No.
My God.
No.
Maybe, may I? You maybe need to cut this one.
You're going to trigger me.
Maybe you need to start with step one. Rinse off your equipment. Maybe
don't rinse it off, clean it.
Maybe let that be step one of your new formula. Like, find something. And then if that seems to be fetching you a little bit more, or maybe not fetching you more.
That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed. That's simple.
Maybe it just makes a quicker sale.
I don't know if there's politically correct, but you are shortchanging yourself if you sell a dirty piece of equipment. I don't know how to sit there and say this without offending people or whatever. I mean, forget it. You know what? You're stupid if you do not clean that piece of equipment before you resell it. Now, if you want to repair something, that's entirely up to you. But we've covered that already earlier. You should be cleaning that piece of equipment. And I'm not scrubbing. I'm not scrubbing machines. Simple green, not super clean, because that's like $10 a bottle. Simple green.
Don't start being.
Let it soak for a couple of minutes, and then hit it with your pressure washer, and that's it. And you know what? If you get a really, really tough spot, I have never had a tough spot, then you wipe it by hand. Just a tough spot, not the whole machine.
Here's the thing: like, if you are in an area that you're like, you know what, I don't need to do any paint.
Click on that. That's
coming down the list. Relax. If you're in an area that you don't need to paint Camp Picasso or any of that, fair enough. But you know what? Just for yourself. How much does it take, if you don't have a pressure washer even, hose the darn thing down, have a little pride in maybe something you sell, maybe just for yourself. Ray, again, the theory of people want things that they're never going to use. Mr. Martini, it's good to see you. I hope you're bringing some ice cream over our way. I've actually been craving it for, I think, multiple days now, and the mister has not picked up on the hint.
You had gelato.
That's not ice cream. I've been wanting a hot fudge sundae for days now. So Bald Eagle says, I will go out on a limb and say that most people They want a bagger, and they start out intending to use it every time when they cut their grass. And after about the second or third time cutting their grass, they toss that bag in the shed and never touch it again.
Wow.
So again, I have to say, so Bald Eagle, around here, the baggers are bringing the girls to the yard. They're really, really intriguing. Yes. They want to pay the money for it, top dollar for them. But again, you do tend to wonder, it's like one of those Maury Povich shows. Like when you see them 1 year from now, you'd be curious to know, did they actually use the bagger that they bought and wanted so desperately? I don't want to see you a year from now, but I'm just curious.
Click on Dan's comment. What's up, Dan? How are you? Glad to have you here, man.
He says, the only time I use the bag for my lawnmowers is during leaf cleanup season. And understandably, I can understand that making life a little easier.
Now, he's further up in the chat, but Paul Pastore, the birthday boy. He lives in Smithtown, and their town is the same as us.
Was the birthday boy. Paul, he's definitely had too much Grey Goose.
Next year. So anyway, so he bags his lawn in the front and then mulches in the rear. Okay, I used to bag my lawn, and then the town really started getting on me. They used to remove my bags, and then they'd be like, all right, yeah, we're not taking it.
Yeah.
So bagging your leaves or your lawn within reason, you're cutting yourself short. That is natural fertilizer. If you have healthy grass and the leaves are rich in nitrogen, put that back into the yard. For the most part, I don't even use my bag anymore. It's very, very rare. Now I'm at the point, besides me screwing up my lawn this year, I bag my clippings when I thatch because I'm picking up the dead grass, and I don't want to put that back into the yard. As far as bagging, right, I have so far, remember, this is just us. Remember, this is our 4th tractor. Nobody has ever says I'm not going to use that bagger. But don't forget, they're also paying a premium for that bagger. I will always put you guys ahead of us. I just purchased a lawn tractor last night, for a steal of a deal, and it came without the bagger. She is skeptical. She is skeptical about it, but we will never know.
You don't have to mince my words. I'm not happy about it.
Okay, fine.
I want a bagger on it because the truth is, here's the thing. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't mince my words.
I just want to get a word in.
You got plenty of words in. Drink another thing because you're burping over here. I don't mince my words. I have no shame in my game. We don't do this because the bills have to be paid tomorrow.
We can
sit here and we can wait for the right tractor. And I believe he was a little hasty. So now I'm determined to turn this no bagger tractor into a bagger tractor because I want top dollar. And I know, what's going to hurt my heart is selling this tractor for less than we've had to sell all the other tractors for. That's going to bother me. I'm someone, and again, because I'm a business person, I have to be honest, in my business, I now fetch a certain dollar amount. I'm not going backwards. That's not the way business works. So at this point, we have a standard. I don't want to go back.
Okay, but you will never know what you have until you push the limits, like I said
You're
before.
not getting $1,000 for a no bagger tractor.
It is possible. It is possible depending on the tractor.
Oh, wait,
right? We know this, yes. But let me finish.
Stick $200 bills on the tractor and there you go.
But the tractor we purchased, I put in the community page, we're going to aim for $800 for that tractor. But we will never know. But if we sell that, let's say we sell that tractor for $700-800. Now we have a price point and a floor that we know that we could achieve.
Yeah, but you know what that is, though? You know what $700 or $800 would be?
Go ahead. What is it?
It's not $1,000.
Okay.
It's not $1,500.
But if you buy the tractor at the right price, so what? Are you serious right now?
Sorry.
Are you serious right now?
Oh, and you know what else it makes us?
No, we're wrong on this.
You know what else?
Sorry, we're wrong.
You know what else a no bagger tractor makes us?
So what?
There's about 500 of them for sale right now, too.
Okay, so then here we go.
Are you putting spinner wheels on
So that's great. So here we go. So this is another great thing. We're going to put the Pate's Performance twist on it, and we're going to see what we can do and we can achieve.
I have to build him up, so he really works hard to make this one really good. All right. Yes, you can do this.
I'm not liking it right now. I'm sorry. I don't get it. And again, you will never know what you have until you push the limits. I don't care if you think that this machine is not worth. Always try and do a little bit of extra. There are 3 people, like I said before, who went a little bit extra and they actually increased their profits. Do it. Do it. And even if not, like Kaiser Dog and somebody else commented, like, hey, I have that same tractor. I'm not selling it, but you know what? That came out killer. I'm going to improve myself. And that's going to go along the line that, how about this? You look good. You feel good. Therefore, you are good. I actually enjoy cutting my grass, as you guys know.
My everyday life.
One of the things I love about cutting my grass is the fit and finish of my Toro Time Master. So what's wrong with you guys putting a little twist on it? You can see on all my vehicles, she's the only one that doesn't have a vehicle that hasn't been touched.
I'll touch it. It needs to go in the graveyard.
She has suspension modifications. That's the only thing she has.
Yeah.
But all my other vehicles, black wheels, I mean, there's some sort of theme going on. I just have.
If you're going for that gangster, I might belong to a gang.
No.
Throw up your gang sign look.
So how about this?
Sure.
So we'll circle back. Tim Grasscutter Palmer is a lawn care professional, aficionado, engineer, over in the UK. So he's across the pond.
He says, I've ordered a starter assembly 3 weeks ago, and they sent me the wrong one. Spoke to them about getting the right one, and they told me I had to wait 12 weeks for a starter assembly. How are you doing so far in getting the things you need? Okay, so here's the deal. So I will always sit there and say that you always need to support local businesses when you can. Technically, we're a local, but within reason. Obviously, if you go into a brick and mortar store versus ordering online, you're going to pay a little bit more, but potentially you're getting a little bit more service and a little bit expertise. Okay, for the most part, 95% of the time, I am ordering online. I'm not saying it's rare, but within reason, I will try and patronize my local small engine repair shop. At times, they are very, very expensive. And at times, they're very, very cheap, reasonable, or even the same price as online. I will give you 3 examples of what they're overpriced about. One, overpriced about cables. There was a cable they wanted to charge me $60 on, and I found the cable for $15.99. Ooh.
2, prices that they were reasonable on.
Wait, I thought we were on 2.
Primer bulbs. Primer bulbs are I just purchased a primer bulb
cheap prices
for a lumber. Okay, prices where they beat the online prices. Okay, a Red Max choke handle. Pro Parts Direct is my go-to vendor for Red Max parts, and Husqvarna, because Red Max are the same.
Okay.
Where they are expensive is their choke lever knobs, which is very, very easy to snap off. We buy these from landscapers. First thing to break are those choke handles. My local parts dealer is actually cheaper than the online price because we're not paying shipping.
How much cheaper?
About like $3. And over time, that adds up. Though this year, we have not sold a lot of Red Maxes. But that's only what the market demands. We're only good. Remember, we buy a lot of these. So what people are selling is what we purchase. We are not getting Red Maxes. We are good to buy Red Maxes. Red Max runs a sale every year that if you buy 3 to 4 blowers, you get a discount where it makes it really reasonable. So a lot of these landscapers that have been around for a little while or do great, it's almost like they're renting these machines for the season. They sell them to me at a discount where we can make a profit, and it only costs them maybe $100 for the season for them to get themselves into a new blower.
And what's number 3?
I told you number 3. We covered the cable was too much money. Primer bulb was fairly priced, and the Red Max choke levers, they were beating the price.
Sorry, I was mesmerized by your
Again, these are just like a happy balance. I didn't know
you were a diesel mechanic. My first semi-successful video on YouTube was rebuilding a turbo on my 2003 7.3 Power Stroke. Okay. Still running strong on 300,000 miles.
So anyway, what Tim was saying about, is it hard to order parts on sale? So I was just at my small engine shop this week for a primer bulb for a lawn boy Toro snowblower.
And how'd you do?
They're still complaining about
Selling to you?
parts. No, they didn't complain about that.
Do you need me to go?
So then let's take it back. So as you guys know, I'm a union heavy diesel mechanic by trade.
Say that 10 times fast.
We ran out of oil. This is the second time we ran out of oil in our shop, that we can't put fresh oil into a truck. And we started giving our shop, our company, like some pushback. And we found out that they are limiting deliveries. So we ran out of oil last week, and we called the company to get a delivery, and they says, you guys are not scheduled till September 17th.
Oh.
And they're like, no, we want it now. Like, no, that's the standard now. You're not allowed. So they're giving, if you get an oil delivery, as soon as you get that, there's a clock that starts, and you're not allowed to get another delivery till that time hits.
Can you give them something?
So we have been buying oil. We've been going to the parts store and buying oil by the quart and gallon, which is very, very expensive, but it is what it is. And of course, some of the parts is legit.
That's a lot.
As far as parts for what we do here, we have not run into an issue because we use the internet. The internet is our biggest vendor. Okay, there are a couple of YouTube channels out there that try and push you to be a Stens dealer or an Oregon dealer or be a registered business. We get better prices than those registered businesses. There is no need, but we understand when you have to jump that bridge to become an authorized vendor. We'll get better prices or the same.
Bill says, I use Arch's tip to clean up the white Toro bags. The people love it. Yeah, do what you need to do to make your products look great. So what is
Arch's tips to clean a white bag? It's the same thing, simple green and pressure wash it. Now, sometimes if the bag's a little raggedy, what you see, we'll just paint it.
Yeah.
We have never painted a white bag white. We'll spray it black and we'll spray the wheels and we'll
Maybe we should try that sometime. We luck out though. The white ones don't turn out real good with just the cleaner though.
I won't spray paint the bag white. What's up, David? How are you? Hope all is well. Hope you're doing well.
Kaiser Dog, that is actually a Cub Cadet I sold. That was my main mower.
Well, you know what could have fooled me? Because Hustlers and Cub Cadets are black and white.
That's not black and white.
That's black. Oh, I'm sorry, black and yellow. I'm sorry, black and yellow. You got me white thinking of the bag. My apologies.
Black and yellow. Okay. Roger McDonald says, I don't even like to work on mowers until I wash. Yeah, it's like. So
my job calls me a prima donna.
You are.
That I will wash a truck before I work on it.
Why not? Right?
Absolutely. We have a Steam Jenny, which is a heated pressure washer. It's not any pressure washer. It'll put out hot water. Very, very nice.
Ray says, I use Pine Sol and alcohol as a degreaser. Very cheap. Hey,
that's phenomenal.
What? I never heard of adding the alcohol component to it with the Pine Sol.
So there's another content creator. I'm a huge fan of his channel. He does repairs, but he puts a very good twist on his videos. They're very cinematography-like. Chris Fix X. He and John at Turning Wrenches use soap like dishwasher soap from the 99-cent store, and they use that to clean their machines.
Let's face it, guys and gals. Bottom line is, whatever it is what degreaser, whatever detergent you're using, just please find something to be able to cleanse your equipment off with. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're using. This man, one day, I caught him using his autoclave. He's like, this is working great. It was our $15 bottle of dishwasher soap that we use by the sink.
You're bougie like that.
Because I'm my third company that I run sells that. But I'm like, dude, yeah, it works beautifully because it's $15 a bottle. You're good with your little, what do you use? Your Simple Green or whatever? Bald Eagle, you are now family. I like you. Let me know how many bags you want then, and I will send them to you with a commission.
Shipping's going to be
I'll send him to you. How about that? Is that enough?
I'll send her too with cash for expenses. No backsies.
I'll sell all his tractors for him. No problem at all.
Okay.
Mowers
has mulching kill the bags? Okay, so
good question.
Excellent question. If you are into your lawn, obviously we are very into my lawn. I love my lawn. Mulching will kill bags. Absolutely. If you know what you're doing and you trust the process and you care, okay, there are people that just mulch because they can't. There's a science and we use the science. I need to have a bag for my time master because I thatch every year. And there are some times, you've seen I screwed up my lawn this year, that I needed to bag. And that's when you need a bag for. So personally, we will always have a machine with a bagger. If we were ever to
plus, would your stripes look as stripy if you
Yeah.
were? Yeah. Okay.
So if we were
Just
to ever
learning.
leave Casa de Cuba Hill and get into a different piece of property
Not happening, but go ahead.
where we had to get a lawn tractor, I would definitely have a bagging attachment or make something that is part of it. Because the bigger the property, the bigger responsibility. And also, even if it's a bigger piece of property, I will still take as much pride as I do now on my smaller piece of property. If we ever end up leaving here, I'm telling you right now, I always wanted, a detached garage, a bigger garage. Now she's gonna pay for this. I want to look how the landscaping is. If the landscaping is not up to my tea or not to my liking, we're going to change it. Or if it can't be changed to my liking, we're just going to pass on that property. Now, knowing what I know now and how I'm into the lawn, I drive by houses and there are properties that are enclosed by like arborvitaes and bushes. That'll never be our property. Our front yard will be like my showcase. I want to show you my work. I want to show you my yard. So yeah, mulching has killed bagging within reason. And I will always sit there and say that when you get a machine with a bag, whether it's a lawnmower or not, you're paying a premium for that. So price point also plays into that as well.
Rich says, wait, what? Clippings become dead grass?
All right, so clippings do become dead grass. And if you guys go into the earlier videos that I had, I didn't always have my Time Master. I bagged before I got my Time Master, and I still had a substantial amount of thatch, and it was absolutely shocking to me. And that was with a Toro recycler with their atomic blade. I didn't put a gator blade on there because I didn't know what I was doing at that point. But I was using their recycler blade, their atomic blade. So it is a mulching blade because it has teeth in it, but they advertise it as bagging, and I bagged. Knowing what I know now, if you look at a gator blade, if you go through my channel, I will show you that a gator blade is actually better than the atomic blade. No matter what lawnmower you have, if you're going to mulch, get a dedicated mulching blade. Do not believe in the universal blade that they're pushing out.
Dan says, only if my customers want me to bag the leaves, I use a bag.
So you are a lawn care professional. Absolutely amazing. So I see this from time to time on some Facebook pages that I'm on with lawn care professionals. Okay, there is an argument between both of them. So there are two things what they do. They can either mulch the leaves back and forth, or they just bag them. A lot of these guys are running on these lawnmowers. It's called the Ripper setup or the X blade, where they're running dual blades per spindle. Ballard products, Corey Ballard, phenomenal gentleman. I talked to him. If you guys want to help me out, push Corey Ballard to develop a system for the Time Master. And a lot of these guys are using his blade setup, and they have phenomenal results mulching the leaves. Sometimes they have to make multiple passes. Sometimes they don't. And then even some customers, they live in a nice area. Their property setup allows them to push the leaves into an area, like a wooded area, instead of bagging them or going back and forth.
Aw, I love you guys. You guys make an awesome team. I need to start watching your channel.
Thank you so much.
We love you too. And guess what? Now you're part of the Pate's Performance family.
Over and over again, we can't say this anything. You guys are never obligated to do anything for us. We just wish you guys
just love that you're here.
That you guys are doing well, and when you are here, you're having a good time.
Mowers and Blowers Outdone says, find a bagger system. Oh, I'm a determined little one. I don't give up.
Especially now we have to wait a few days for parts. So yes.
I'm on it. Don't worry. Bald Eagle says, I want to see the tractor with the spinner wheels. Oh, I've got an idea.
I won my aunt. I told you, I speak Jamaican.
Forgive him, Lion Tribe 79 wannabe. I'm so sorry.
I told you I
I
work at
cannot
United
help his
Nations.
behavior, Lion Tribe. I am so grateful that you're back, though. Yay!
Hope you had a phenomenal week. Lion Tribe, and I hope you guys all have a phenomenal week.
Mowers and blowers are done. Yes, overpriced cable, fuel filters, air filters, gas shut-off valve, batteries, just better online prices.
But we're not downplaying them. We have to respect them. They have employees, they have insurance, they have overhead. Lot different schematic. You're paying for the here and now, and you're also paying for some of the knowledge that they have. Like I said, they've been doing this a lot longer than me. They know the ins and outs within certain reasons. When it comes to a snowblower, I'm very, very confident that I know what I'm talking about, and I know the ins and outs. When it starts coming to other things, I lean on them for a couple of things here and there, and I absolutely, trust them.
Lion Tribe says, not trying to be funny, but seeing you cleaned up with the hair slicked back and talking about yard equipment is
It's the after party.
I'm expecting to see you grilling up a steak. Ella, I'm so sorry because I had to dress like an adult all day for work. I am feeling very cozy. At least, guys and gals, I have pants on at least. That's more than I can say for you. Right now? I'm so serious.
Are you serious?
You want to put me on blast? I'm going to put you right on blast.
Tell the guys what you did this morning. Dirty teacher.
Family
Dirty
shit.
teacher.
Don't you dare stop. Behave yourself. Mowers and blowers outdone says PTO clutch local shop $250, online $135.
All right, so we were talking about price points. So online is $135. What makes you think that you think they're paying $135? What makes you think that they're paying cheaper? Okay, as stated before, I approached my small engine shop and says, listen, I have no problem buying belts from you. This is what I can get them for. I have no problem spending an extra $2, $3 more to support you guys. And they says, we don't even buy belts that cheap. So there's that for you. But again, respect small engine shops, the whole line. Spoons works. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
This is the after party. We're talking about tractors and stuff. Still, we don't break rules. Where you're from, do you get snow? And if you do, what type of snowblower you got? See you in a little bit.
Spoon, I'm just grateful to have you here.
Yes,
welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in.
Dawn dish soap is a good cleaner on the bags.
Okay, listen, whatever floats your boat.
Dawn dish soap is what I used when I was cleaning out the
and Dawn is what they use for on the animals when there's like the
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. What was I cleaning? The gas tank?
Yes.
Yeah, the gas tank. Check out that video.
The most important part is that you're cleaning your machine. I am a creature of habit. I am a huge fan of Simple Green. We are not sponsored by them, but they're $2 or $3 a bottle compared to your Super Clean, which is like $10 a bottle.
And you guys can get larger bottles of Simple Green in Home Depot. And I actually did check out the price.
Refills.
That is actually pretty darn cheap for Simple Green at Home Depot, considering the Home Depot selling it. Bald Eagle said, just created a poll for bagging. Let's see how YouTubers.
You know what?
I love it.
So how about this? So
I wish it could be twofold though, Bald Eagle.
All right,
bagging and like where are you from? Northeast, Northwest? Like I'm curious if it correlates to like the area. Cause like if they're coming from like more of like a vast acreage or an area that they really don't need to be bagging, then they're not gonna want a bagger. You know what I'm saying?
So Bald Eagle, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, message me your results. Because when we're finished with this lawn tractor series, with the one without the bagger, if we do not find it, we're going to create a poll and we're going to compare it. And we'll go from there. So that'd be a great thing to see what channels offer to others.
Grass Cutter Tim says, the nearest small engine repair near me doesn't sell parts for mowers and streamers, so I have to order parts online.
So then how about this? Find another repair shop or write them off. What good are they, no offense, if they don't sell parts? They are a brick and mortar store and they're charging a premium.
You have to remember,
they
honey,
should
he's
have
over in the UK. This is a different area.
Business is business. If you look at Hayes Machinery in the UK, a phenomenal
Maybe
shop.
They would be offended with you went over there with a mullet. You know what I'm saying? Like different area, different strokes for different folks. That door. Iron Duke, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Hello, how are you? How are you? What's up, Mondo? How are you?
Good to have
Hope
you.
You're doing well. I'm glad you survived the hurricane.
I see another name.
Honda
Honda
Motor
Motors
Company fan. All right, so how about this? I have a question for you. I have a Toro Time Master, has the Briggs 190cc. I am not a fan of Honda Motors because they have a timing belt. I do acknowledge their reliability. I do acknowledge that the OEM parts are within a reasonable amount of money before buying an aftermarket one. I am thinking about buying a Honda GCV 190 and putting a GCV 200 jet in it. Do you have any experience with that? And I know you have a Honda car in there. We do have an element. But let's talk about the Time Master. If you can answer that, if not, then that's fine. But let's see. I'm out of my element on here. I tried posting it in forums. Nobody has, but maybe you have. You have a Honda that looks not stock, so maybe you could push the elements a little bit. Yeah.
But how come they knew?
Oh, because I put it in the comments.
Okay.
Hold on. Iron Duke, hold on. Best model.
Your videos are very helpful for my free power wash running with a Honda GVC 160.
Okay, so how about this? You got it for free. I can't keep track of the comments. We have a lot of comments, and between work and everything that I do, I can't memorize everyone. So now you know the rules. You're new here, first time in the live stream. Where you from? Do you get snow? And what type of snowblower you have? Mm-hmm. Now let's go back to your free pressure washer. Did you keep it? And if you didn't keep it, did you resell it? And how'd you do?
Good questions. About the overprices, there is a difference between making money and ripping someone off. Amazon has a lot of overhead, and they pay affiliate profits out to people also. Very true.
So, all right. So if you want to talk about parts, and we could talk about parts, okay? I am a huge fan of eBay. And if you go through the infancy of my channel, we did Amazon as well. I was an Amazon affiliate until they aggravated me. And I got rid of them because I was trying to do a healthy balance of both. Because Amazon, you can get Prime. And here in America, people are very impatient. They don't care how much it costs. They just want it now. eBay is your best source of small engine parts. And I'll go and I'll tell you why. Okay, eBay does eBay bucks, so they'll give you a small percentage of what you're paying back as credit. So let's just say I'm just going to throw rough numbers out there. They could be exaggerating. You spend $50 on a part, they might give you $5 credit back for that. Okay, now you use your credit card that has an incentive to purchase that. We use Discover. So now you're getting paid 2 times over for the part that you're buying. Now the part that you're buying, you're charging that towards the machine. So that part's already paid for. Now if you're charging it for a repair for somebody, you're in the green because you're going to charge them a little bit extra. You should be charging extra for your parts because for you to source parts costs money. You have to go on the computer or whatever you do, type in, you need to be compensated to it. So how much you want to charge is up to you. People say that there's a percentage. I don't do percentages. I just kind of give a rough number because there are certain parts that are cheaper on eBay or Amazon, but they're only a few dollars from getting it from a dealer or an outstanding source. You need to be aware of that.
Mondo says they don't use baggers in Florida. A lot of people use leaves in it on the lawn or get pushed out to the street.
Wow. You know, but you guys have palm trees. Palm trees shred?
Educate us here, Mondo. Bald Eagle says, I'm on Instagram but never look at it.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a great avenue of communication.
Mowers by Mitch uses Purple Power.
I love Purple Power. Like I said, Purple Power is running a sale. Purple Power is the best degreaser out there. Purple is her favorite color.
Love purple.
But again, our whole mantra is, and that's why we don't do super clean, is that we're always worried about the bottom dollar within reason.
We're not trying to make you guys
How could I push a $10 cleaner when I could find something that could do it for quarter of the price at $2 and change. How can I tell you guys to buy a $10 cleaner? Now, we did acquire a barrel. You guys seen that? We got a drum of Super Clean. That doesn't apply to you guys, so that's why it's not on the channel. Yeah. None of you guys.
We're not going to push something ourselves.
I would never buy a drum of cleaner here unless something crazy happens. Yeah. I will always buy the bottle, and then I'll buy the refills after of Simple Green. Yeah. I will never order a drum.
No.
Sorry. So how could I promote
and feel good about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
not happening. I noticed there were no reflections in this week's video.
So hey. So what were you thinking? Filming with no.
How about the fact
with
that
no clothes on?
Okay, family channel.
I know that.
And
that's why I had to put
I'm trying to take a shower. Don't interrupt me to film.
That's why I had to put Lawnmower Jesus on that video. Talk about.
Sorry, guys. My bagging push mower is down, and I actually would rather have that versus my riding mower without it. No matter how many passes I make, there's still always bundles of hay.
So I have two questions. Can I ask? Or do you want to ask?
What?
Okay, so I never heard of hay as grass. That's pretty wild. So two questions would be, that's my comment. Two questions would be, how high is your hay or grass? And then what are you cutting at? Number two is, are you mulching with a high lift blade? A high lift blade is a solid blade with a wing, and there's no spaces in between. And your visual aspect would be, if you're into history like me, they're called tiger teeth. In World War II, they put like concrete spacers to block tanks and people from coming in. Those are called tiger teeth. Okay, so what I'm talking about is, does your lawnmower blade look like it has teeth in it? It's called the gator blade, copperhead, mulching blade. Okay, if you're mulching or side discharging, you should be having blades like that. If you're not, then that's where your clumping issue comes from, as well as that. And then the third question, I just thought about it now, are you cutting your grass wet? That is a huge, huge, huge issue, especially when you start looking at, even though lawn tractors are very, very nice, and they have nice, even if you have yourself a nice V-twin motor, that's like 22 to 24 horsepower, that's not enough. A lot of these guys are running 27 and up on their machines, and they're running the correct blades, and they're chucking snow. And also, don't forget, as you guys seen in my last lawn care upload, don't feel bad or don't push away cutting your grass a second time to get rid of those clumps or to burn in those stripes.
Mm-hmm. Rich says, yes, I owned a beer, wine, liquor store for 10 years. I know about wholesale prices. I could not sign a contract to sell $1 million in Pepsi to get a cheaper wholesale price and kickbacks.
Yes, so that's what happens when you sign up for a dealer. From what I understand, their prices are their prices. And as you guys know, last year with COVID or Wu flu, whatever you want to call it, I was doing a phenomenal lawnmower resale business. And we have a certain mantra here that you guys know about. If a lawnmower blade needs to be changed, I'm going to change it. It is what it is. I will not sell a machine with a blade that's crappy. It's just not. So I was able to find an outside vendor via eBay. I messaged him and I said, how many blades do I need to get the $8 price point? And I threw out a number. I'll take 100 blades. So that means if he says yes, that's a guaranteed $800 in his pocket. Now, how much is he going to profit off of that? Who knows? And the guy said yes. He never fulfilled my $100 order. But I got like 30 or 40 blades at the $8 price point. Tell me what you're buying $8 blades for. Dude, don't hate on Honda. My wife's current car is the only non-Honda we own. It's since it's cheating.
He has a Honda Element line tribe.
All right, so I have a Honda Element,
and we love
it. But but the person who we bought it from, an older
Wasn't
couple,
honest.
was not honest. So I am still chasing it, but
We love it, though.
but we love it, and we're gonna hang on to it for as long as we can. I think so.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, some of these problems are
We'll make her
self-induced or
better.
self-caused. Because of what I do by nature, I'm big on preventative maintenance. So yeah. So Hondas are great cars, although we do love an American car.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, one of my dear friends.
I'm not hating on Honda.
I've had a girlfriend that I've been friends with, God, since probably we were like almost 4.5 years old. Her entire driving career, she has literally always owned a Honda, swears by them, and now her husband is all into them. They love Hondas, so they really are reliable cars. Bill Clement, woo-hoo. That is right.
The courtesy clap.
Courtesy clap. Snow is a 4-letter word here in Central Kentucky. Most of all my small engine parts are purchased from off eBay.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, within reason, you always want, like I said, we
Mondo charges 30%.
We fix and flip it for anything else.
Parts.
And even if you're doing repairs, you always want to keep the bottom
late,
dollar.
Bill.
Always keep the bottom dollar in mind, but keep quality.
Rich says, I like eBay better. Also just got a battery for Keystart push mower for $14 plus shipping. Awesome.
Exactly. So mono mowers, all right, so if you want to go mono mowers, started out in New Jersey, relocated to Florida, and he took what he had in New Jersey and he took it right down to Florida. He actually started his own small engine repair shop. So that shows no matter where you go and where you move, you could take what you learn and push it someplace else.
Rich, hey girlfriend, purple's my favorite color. So purple,
do you want to explain why purple is your favorite color?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Because you had too much of that, you keep being rude. So teal is actually the color for ovarian cancer, but when I was going through ovarian cancer, every time I was going for treatment, literally the nurses had purple on. One of my dear friends always had something with purple on. Purple became like my color. And literally I felt like it was my good luck color, if that is any kind of sort of thing. And I am now a 13.5 year in remission from ovarian cancer. And so even though no, purple is not the color for ovarian cancer.
What color is my shirt? Is it purple?
No, that's blue. Purple, it will forever be my favorite color. When we got married, the girls wore like a deep purple. It is my jam. Paul, you and I are supposed to be friends, and I know you were laughing at the reflection piece. So there's that. Jen, if you're sitting there, punch him in the arm.
Wait. Jen, if you want to keep things interesting.
Jen, if you want to ignore him.
They have beautiful
please.
Children. They don't have any problems to worry.
Yeah, Jen, just ignore him and then punch Paul in the arm. Okay. Bald Eagle says, so far 20 yes, 60% no. Are these all your fans where you live?
So we got to keep, we need to stay in contact, please. And we're going to compare poll for poll, please.
Monda says, I actually became a dealer for, how do we pronounce that? Is that Ethan's parts? And they have great prices. Is that a Florida dealer, Mondo? Like, what is that?
I've only heard of Stens in Oregon, and then obviously you become dealer specific, like Briggs and Stratton, Kawasaki. They started bridging out. Still has their own stuff. But yeah, definitely chime in for that.
Oh, Tim, thank you. It's 2:45 over in the UK.
Mr. Palmer, I hope you're feeling well. That's number one.
Yes. Honey.
And I hope you are doing well, besides the fact. Thank you for hanging out with us and have a wonderful night. And we'll always catch you on the next one.
So Bill Clemens is not a critique, but saving money. Don't paint tires. You will save on paint. And if you don't want the tires to shine, armor all.
Tag me. Okay. So, even though sometimes we don't talk about time, right? Time is technically money. So I have a lot of respect for Bill, courtesy Clement. That's something between the two of us. I used to not paint tires when I first started. I used to use painter's tape tape the wheels, paint them, and then peel off the tape. So that painter's tape is not free. That time to tape is not free because that wheel is a perfect circle. That painter's tape is not a perfect circle. So you have to cut it, and you're using multiple. And I'm not saying that's terrible into the world. And then on top of that, after you paint the wheel, when you go to sell it, you have to put tire shine. So then you have the cost of the paint. The cost of the painter's tape, the time to install it, and then your tire shine. So forget it. Start painting over the whole rim and tire. Excuse me. I did not figure out painting tires until I started my job. As we paint tires. We paint the whole rim and the tire with it. And it actually lasts really, really well. And that's where I got that policy from. But excellent, excellent comment. Keep that in mind. Tell me what you think after that new thought process. And I could be wrong and you could be right, but that's
Lion Tribe says, okay, I need to get different blades then. I'm just getting into all this, so any info is helpful. I'm in the Florida Panhandle, and swampy and hay is the only way I can describe it. Lion Tribe, just so you know, Mondo Mowers, he's actually like a comment down from you. Mondo
is in Florida.
Used to be up here. And is now in Florida. He is no stranger to this game. He is running his own business. He is deep in the tractor game, lawnmowers, small engine. He's very knowledgeable, has a channel also. So yeah, he's a Florida guy now as well. Really great guy.
So with your thing, so there is a lawn care guy I used to follow, and then I stopped. And there's nothing against him. Alan Haynes, he's called the Lawn Care Nut. He introduced a lot of things to me, and so there are two YouTubers, and besides myself, when it comes to lawn care, Connor Ward, and I think it's Alan Haynes or Terry Allen. I don't know, he's the Lawn Care Nut. He's in Florida. And I think he runs like Augusta grass or whatever, but it's very thick and thick. The blades of grass are very thick and wide, but it's a short cut. So I don't know what part of Florida is, but my experience, the grass in Florida is not what you have, and that's fun. Mm-hmm. You have hay, which is tall and thick. We actually have Kentucky Tall Fescue. We have that seed shipped in every year. We now have a local tractor supply. Hopefully they can get it for us. But that is a very tall and thick grass by nature. And what I'm telling you about mulching blades, the whole line is the practice that we run the same thing here. So hopefully the mulching blades will carry on to your hay-like grass. This is a learning experience for both of us. Please keep us updated. Mm-hmm. Gator blades are the best blades out there from what I have experienced.
Okay.
If you have questions about blades, shoot us a message on Instagram.
Lion Tribe says your Element has a K24 engine, so let me know what issues you're having, and maybe I might be able to help point you in the right direction. Oh my God, can I just say, I'm sorry. Lion Tribe, I'm an educator. Can I just this is a big heart moment. I love how, look at this. He's helping you with tractors. You're helping us with a Honda engine situation. Oh my gosh, guys, hearts in the chat. This is a moment. This is like what I'm talking about. We don't need super chats. We don't need donations. We don't need an Amazon wish list. This is the kind of stuff that Pate's Performance is all about. This is full circle.
Helping each other.
We're like a family right now. We're having a family talk. We're sitting at my big farmhouse table right now. I don't know where you're sitting. But this is what it's about. We're having a little talk, and we're helping each other.
As in the channel, we depict that if you have these, and if you have certain hand tools, right, you can start taking on bigger projects.
This is great.
So when I work on my Honda Element, I am out of my element because that is something I don't do every day. But a lot of the tools that I have working on small engines and our own vehicles cross over to the Element, and that's what we're talking about. And if the tools don't cross over, at least you have the confidence to go out there and buy them and then tackle on the project yourself. So if you just want to Lion Tribe, you're new, we bought our Honda Element from a lovely older couple. I'm sorry, lovely.
No, it was a brother and a sister.
Brother, sister, but an older, whatever. Mm-hmm. They sold it to us with a blown head gasket. I should have detected it, but I did not. And then obviously there's other issues that we tackled as we went along. We did not overpay for our Honda Element knowing what we know now. The money that we invested into our Honda Element, we didn't get a good deal as we bought it as. We're with parts, not my labor. We're at fair market value.
Yeah. Bald Eagle, I love you, but I think you're having all your family and friends vote here.
So how about this? It doesn't. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand that location is very, very important.
I'm joking.
But it's just good to see that you're big into lawn tractors and all the other stuff. So I think that's what your followers are. Yeah. So it'd be good to see what your community is like versus
another community.
Our community is like. We'd definitely love to do a collab with something like that.
Bill Courtesy Clement says, my dad used to use a homemade ring so you don't get overspray, but I'm a fan, always brother.
So my job used to do that as well because our company colors were yellow.
Oh, so you don't want that overspray.
So over time, our company colors have changed, so we don't need to have the yellow rim. But I absolutely understand where you're coming from.
Roger says, I paint rim and tire to slow the paint, just the rim after taping. Mowers by Mitch says, I paint the rim and tire also if I paint them black, but don't paint them all black.
Okay.
Mondo says he's from Vero Beach, Florida. And guys, you're going to make me cry right now. Lion Tribe says, hey, Mando, we got to be friends.
So Mando
Mondo said, anytime, Lion Tribe.
So Mando Mowers has a YouTube channel, and he's also on Instagram as well.
This is great. This is what we do. We connect, guys. This is what we do.
Oh, this is great.
But on that note, it's been, oh my gosh, we kept you guys way past some of our bedtimes. We hope you loved our premiere tonight before the after party.
I do admit I should have held those screenshots a little bit longer, but this is a learning process for all of us.
Iron Duke says, Jason, I'm still laughing about you wanting to make Henry some new eyelashes. That was hilarious. Lion Tribe says, I just subbed to him, subbed to Mando. Guys, I have to tell you, at the end of the day, I can't thank you enough. Tonight, we had a lot of new faces in the chat.
Some of you guys never answered my question.
If tonight was a new night for you with us, please make sure you take the opportunity to keep the good times rolling. If you could take that moment to sub, to make sure you hit the notification bell. Because I have to tell you, at the end of the day, we are so grateful that you're taking your time to be with us tonight. There are so many things that you could be doing, or heck, even if there wasn't, you still chose to be with us. And we're a handful. So you chose to spend that time here, and we're grateful for that. You filled my heart because nothing is better than having...
I left her heart empty this week.
That's a common theme around here. At the end of the day, what makes me so happy is always twofold. One, when you guys support him, and you guys have been doing that nonstop all week with the tractor videos, and also tonight, Roger, I'm normally in bed at 9, just saying, sometimes 8:45. On a wild night, 9:30. But also tonight, seeing this with you guys back and forth, you know, hanging out together, seeing you guys supporting each other, learning from each other. I mean, you know, I'm an educator through and through. It's in my heart and soul. I love that. I love that. But at the end of the day, if I can just say one thing to all of you, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're wrenching, whether you're learning, whether you're just doing things around the house, you're learning about your machines, Lion Tribe, I love it. Whether you're just here for some laughs, for some entertainment, hey, I always tell you guys, you're never alone. You're always part of this Pate's Performance family. So at the end of the day, I hope you truly enjoyed yourself tonight. I know, Rich, woo, Stella, hey, oh, excuse me. Hey, do you, I'll close my eyes. So at the end of the day, I I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for showing up for us. We'll continue to show up for you. I think we let the cat out of the bag that we do have another one in the driveway.
Yep.
This is we went right from one tractor to the next. So I guess we're gonna have to see where this next one takes us.
But we put you guys first. We explained that before the video comes out. You guys will always come before us because this is a learning experience for the both of us. So I figure the quicker I get some of these things out there, that maybe you guys could chime in and help me, or some of the things that I'm going through already could help you.
Yeah. But on that note, my gosh.
EX.
What did you just do?
I didn't do anything.
Oh my, that smells. Don't. No. Come on. You went the whole time without doing that.
I didn't do anything. So anyway, what am I drinking? So it is alcohol infused. I am a huge Grey Goose fan. I'm at the point in my life where I don't need to buy cheap vodka. I love Grey Goose. So I am drinking Coke, Pepsi, with Grey Goose vanilla. I actually got that as a tip from a customer. But we have all varieties of Grey Goose in this house. So that's what we're drinking.
Aw, you made me lawn. It's good to see you.
Oh,
honey.
you are late, but you were here. That is most important. I hope you had a
Yes, we love
phenomenal
ya.
weather, because we've been getting rained out. And I know that your work depends on weather as well. So happy to have you here. And please, please, please send your wife our best.
Yeah, Bald Eagle, he just let a goose out of another end, if you know what I mean. So on that note.
But we're on a live, so I can't let it go this way. It has to come out.
Yeah, on that note, I clearly need to, he might have soiled his undergarments. So I'm going to go change the Mister's diaper. And no, definitely not. Yeah, tonight's not your night, bro. So again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Hit that notification bell. Please make sure that if you had a good time tonight, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up, because remember, you chose to be here. So please hit the thumbs up.
Absolutely.
We had one.
Oh, so hold on. So can I just say this? Beer to me, enjoy. I have to salvage a video. I lost all my content because I deleted a hard drive by mistake. I picked up an Arian Snowtech 28, and I did a comparison video
Good to
from
have
the
you,
28 to the 24. I'm telling you right now, you made the right decision with the 24. So stick with that. Hopefully I could do some salvaging. If not, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. But on that note, remember to continue to take care of yourself, take care of each other.
Obviously, because we're live tonight, we're not going to be live tomorrow morning. So this would be your.
He's going to sleep in and kill me with his smell in the morning.
No, we got work to do. I got work to do.
Oh, constantly working. I'm constantly working. He's always having me sleep in the driveway.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really enjoyed this premiere. We apologize we didn't have a premiere with the Troy build.
I'll be praying, sweetheart.
The Troy build really wore us out. That was just an experience that we have never had before, and we're glad we could share that with you. So this one was a positive, so we had to laugh. Hopefully, this new lawn tractor, we will have another premiere. We did hit a roadblock. We will share that with you. I won't give that away.
Thank you, Baltic.
But I will give that away. I was actually shocked by this roadblock, but it is what it is, and we're just going to keep on trucking. Thanks again for hanging out with you guys. Happy Friday. I hope this Friday translates into a good night and even a better weekend. Continue to take care of yourselves and help one another as needed, and if and when you can.
And remember, karma, 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 karma. Always do the right thing. Be good people. It does come full circle.
Yes.
And remember, don't expect, just be a good person. The universe comes full circle. Yes. I promise you.
It's free.
On that note,
it's free. It costs you nothing.
We love you.
All right, guys.
Later.